Elokeinu for me is a barbarism. The people that I said, give it a name, the same Pasu Igdoles. Now I want to give a Sikha, call it Adonenu. Let's say a Bocher is learning Maseches Brachos. He comes to the Samach HaMedeis, it says the Bocher B'Shiyotza. He says, Bocher Hashem, Elokeinu Melech, Ha'olam, Ashiyotza, etc. Elokeinu for me is a barbarism. We say Elodeinu. But what I say is, Bocher Hashem, Adonenu, Melech Ha'olam. I wish I just, we say half Hallel. So according to some shittas, you don't say, you don't make a bracha. But somebody says, make a bracha with Baruch Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, asher kodesh v'tzeitzis tzivanu, the Kodesh Hallel. Okay, that's that. I want to say a second pilpul called El HaMenucha Veb Anachaba, which is in Sefer Devarim, Perek Yud Beis. You have 19 psukim about Beis HaBechira. And the Torah doesn't say Beis HaBechira, it says Amakom Sheitcha Hashem. And it's a machlekes, the Rambam and the Smag. In case of Mishnah brings it at the beginning of his Beis HaBechira. He brings the Smag. I guess usually the Smag goes with the Rambam's count. He didn't have Sefer HaMitzvot because it was written in Arabic, and in the time of the Smag it had not yet been translated. But he had the Mishnah Torah with the Rambam counts the mitzvahs. And he counts mitzvah 20 of Asr Mikdash. Originally, the Rambam's plan was to put the Sefer Avodah and the Sefer Korbanos earlier. So the mitzvahs of the Mikdash are in early numbers, 21, 20, 21, 22. If we change it according to the order with the way the Rambam eventually made it, maybe someday somebody will do it, it would be a higher number. Because the mitzvahs, the Nina mitzvahs goes according to the Svarim, of the Yidab Svarim of Mishnah Torah, Yara Chazaka. So the Rambam says that actually Mikdash is a mitzvah. How do I know? Because Chazal say that three mitzvahs, mitzvahu, when they came into Israel, to make a king, to kill Amalek, and to build the Beis HaBechira. The Beis HaBechira is different than the Mikdash. The Mikdash, Rambam says in Beis HaBechira, Shiva was a Mikdash. I didn't have a roof, no. It had walls of stone, that's what they call the Mikdash. A Mishkan is without any stones at all. That's what the question. So we know there are 15 Shemalis, and by Dayenu it's only 14. But in the Nusach of the Haggadah, literally says Mikdash and Beis HaBechira. So there are 15, Ilu. 15. The Beis HaBechira is special. So Chazal say it's a mitzvah, Beis HaBechira. So the Rambam bring that arrival after the Mikdash is mitzvah. The Chazal didn't say after the Mikdash is mitzvah. They said to make a Beis HaBechira, Yishich Natijashu, or Basa Shama. That's a mitzvah. No, the Rambam said, no, the mitzvah is after the Mikdash. And Tabada is also called a there's a Tabada Beis HaBechira, which is different, right? Because by the Mikdash you can bring a carbon on your roof, Hutu Abamais, And the Beis HaBechira is Nesu Abamitz, but in Shiloh and in Yerushalayim, because both of them are called Amakom Asher Yibchar Hashem. So according to the Rambam, the mitzvah is Vasily Mikdash, and the Torah is Beis HaBechira. The Smach says no. Chazal are saying in Shifri that the mitzvah is Beis HaBechira. Mikdash, which is 479 years before Shlomo HaMelech built the Mikdash, he had the Mishkan, 39 years in the Midbar, 14 years in Gilgal, 369 years in Shiloh, 57 years in Nova Gibeon, altogether 479 years. So according to the Rambam, it's the mitzvah for the Mikdash. And then they built the Beis HaMikdash, the first Beis HaMikdash, the second Beis HaMikdash, to come to the Gidas HaMikdash, that they had Torah Bapeh, Allah Moshe and Sinai, how to make the first Beis HaMikdash and the second Beis HaMikdash. And I've said Beis HaMikdash is in Sefer Yechezkel, at the end of Sefer Yechezkel. What's the difference between the Rambam and the Smag? According to the Rambam, they're building the Mishkan. They say, Ashek, you can't say, Tzibano, Masa is Mikdash. You know the Bracha. Because it's a mitzvah, one of the Target mitzvahs. One of the Ramach mitzvahs to say. But according to the Smag, no. These 479 years of the Mishkan were a mitzvah of Eretz, not forever. And he didn't make a bracha. Don't make a bracha on a mitzvah, Tarek mitzvahs, not on a mitzvah which is a mitzvah the shaita. And there's another difference also between the Rambam and the Smag. According to the Rambam, that the Mishkan, the 479 years of the Mishkan, is the mitzvah of Asuri Mikdash. So, okay. But the same passage with Davis goes on the plan, right? The plan of the Mikdash, the Kodesh, the Kodesh Kodashim, Tabnis HaMishkan, Tabnis Kol Kelav, the plan where the menorah had to be, where the shofar had to be. But the same passage doesn't go on the midas of the menorah or the shofar. No, the midas can change, and the menorah can change. Mishkan is wood, the midas is stone. It can change. But according to this Smag, no, it cannot change. It cannot change. Because the Beis HaBechira was special. But before the Beis HaBechira, no, you have to make it exactly the same. The Ramban also says, the Doris, not like Rashi says the Doris is the Kedem, no. The Doris is the Binyan and the Kedem. They always have to remain exactly the same. So according to the Smag and the Ramban, well, it says that in Shiloh they had a stone wall, but they were crushing because you cannot change. You cannot change anything from the Mishkan 479 years. Everything has to remain the same. If something gets broken, you make a new one. But it has to be the same, exactly the measurements, everything that it says in the Torah. All the parshiyos, Teruma, Tetava, Kipisa, Vayakel, Pekudei, everything that's mentioned over there is Chai B'Chaim for 439 years. The Torah is 15 generations. Nothing was changed. So even though in Shiloh they had a stone wall, they still have to have the question. Whereas according to Rashi, only the Kedem don't change, And according to the Rambam, only the plan doesn't change, but everything else can be changed. If you have a wall of stone in Shiloh, there's no reason to have question, because it doesn't have to be the same, the binyan, according to Rashi, only the kelim. And according to the Rambam, only the plan has to be the same. The vessels and the binyan can change. Okay, that's enough for right now. This is the first part of the Pirpol, El HaMenucha, ואל הנחלה. כל טוב כתובים צו, יברך השם, כל טוב, כלום. This is yisroel, Schneider speaking. I just want to add a point